guys, welcome back to Stassi Spills. This is episode 3. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive into some cults, some pop culture updates. Are we doing? Nope.
We're reading Discord member scary stories.
Scary stories and some updates. We're a little discombobulated this morning. Right before the camera started, I fell out of this chair, I broke it. So we have a new chair. We're gonna get started today for drinks. Oh wait, we actually have a new setup. Say hi to Gigi and Miles.
Hey.
What are we drinking?
I have a London Fog with oat milk.
Same, cheers.
I got sugar-free McDonald's.
Yeah. I know you came in and Alyssa was like, oh, I know that coffee's good.
It is pretty good.
Delish. And I guess while we start the topics today, I'm going to start light a little incense. I'm pure mouth over here. I love this one bad. What are we rolling into?
We're going to do viewer stories, right? Maybe I'll just do a few of them. I pre-read a couple of them, but
I'm excited.
So we got viewers scary stories. Says, this is from Ash. We asked this on our Discord. She said, hang on tight with me for this one, okay? It's a bit to explain, but my grandpa passed and was cremated, and his wife wanted to have his ashes to split up amongst family, and I was one of them.
Split up? Sorry, I'm going to be interjecting.
A lot of people do that. They
Really?
Mm-hmm. And they give a little bit out, and they put it in my
hand.
That's
new to me.
That she said, I had no idea. Keep that in mind. She just asked me to meet and handed my grandfather to me. So I put him on the altar for my ancestors because that seemed appropriate. I mean, I can't physically bring myself to put him in a box and leave him to collect dust in a closet. Anyways, my fiance said it sort of creeped him out, but what was the worst that could happen? He doesn't believe in spirits or practice anything. I cannot stress this. The table next to me with his ashes started shaking.
What?
This man gets up to look, and we're both sitting over there watching. And when I tell you he was...
Spirit said off.
Never again did he speak about the altar, LMFAO. He lets me practice in peace, and it's not something he believes in, but he does not like when things start to happen.
Her boyfriend?
Yeah, so I think she's basically saying, she put her grandpa on the altar, and he, doesn't believe in that kind of thing, and then, the altar...
He said something?
And then, the altar... My fiance said it sort of creeped him out, but
Get
what's the
over
worst
it.
that could happen?
Also, what's creepy about putting your ancestors on an altar versus in the closet? Just creepy having them in the house? Or that you put them on the altar, sir? And that was shaking. What's creepier? Yo, my hip hurts from falling out of that chair.
Gosh.
We're good.
I have an ashes story. It's not
Go ahead.
It's not spooky, it's kind of funny.
Okay.
So my family owns this property in the desert, and there's a house out there. Everyone brings their quads and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on an air ranch, so there's an airplane and stuff too.
Ooh.
It's kind of
Cool.
crazy. Yeah, it's cool. And my grandpa passed away. This was 10 years ago, and they got him cremated, and they had probably 30 of us all ride out on quads and bikes and stuff to his favorite spot to spread his ashes. And my grandma said, well, thanks for coming. And then she threw the bag off a cliff.
Oh. Thanks for being here. She's just bye. Did you know you guys were doing that?
We knew we were spreading the ashes.
Oh, yeah, but
spreading the ashes.
Yeah, spreading. She said the full bag. Throw it.
She yeeted it, and then she got on her quad and drove away. And everyone was just standing there. And I couldn't help but
no, yeah.
I was that was crazy. But my dad was devastated. He hiked down there.
No.
And, yeah. But it was classic grandma. She was such.
She said, bye. Thanks for being here.
She was pissed he died first. She was fuck you.
Yeah. No, I was supposed to go first, so I'll just toss these over.
So I wonder if he's out there at all, just blowing in the wind, damn.
I know spreading ashes someplace like that is so interesting. I don't know.
I feel I would be worried that it's gonna spray back at me. Just in general, the spreading,
yeah. Like in the White Lotus when she they get the boat to go spread the ashes.
Yeah. Well, they don't even tell us it's gonna be some romantic ride.
And she's sobbing.
Screaming. So funny.
Screaming, yelling. Okay. I have another one. When I was 11, I was staying over at my dad's house. It was his weekend. Oh, this is Kaylin in the Discord, by the way.
Hey, girl.
I was sleeping on the sofa since I binged movies. I woke up to the entire living room and kitchen lights being on. I couldn't see through the kitchen. I heard utensils being frantically moved around. I figured it was my dad getting some late night snack or something. I closed my eyes. Then minutes after, I felt a knife go through my thigh
What?
and being removed from me. I felt out of body once. I felt out of body once when the knife felt like it was removed. I went to
Sister.
the grammar, sorry. It says, I felt out of body once when the knife felt like it was removed. I went back to sleep, no problem. I always felt off about that house, but I never had an experience up until that day. The next day when my dad was dropping me off to my mom, I asked my dad why he was awake so late. He responded that he wasn't, and I told him what happened, and he stayed silent and never said anything.
Silent.
A week later, he moved out. Come to find out, months later, he had a recording of a male voice saying, "Get out," along with other stories from that property that he went through.
No.
The knife? What?
But also, hello? What? You say silent. You're like, nothing? Not a singular word of like, sweetie, you must have been really dreaming of nothing. Just like,
Nothing.
oh, I've been hearing these crazy things. I'm not going to tell you anything because you're young, but then move out. Bye.
He was probably so scared at that point. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
We
then,
gotta
especially
go.
to move out like a month later.
He said, I had to get out of
what,
here.
we gotta get out.
He's like, it's not just me. We gotta go.
I
Yeah.
have to go. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras immediately.
Every time I told my mom something happened in my house, she was like, no, like, it's like, that's not really, that never really happened.
The
And then
gaslighting?
now, years later, she's like, oh yeah, like, I knew it was haunted. I'm like, why did you gaslight me when I was a kid? That's so rude.
You could have actually just been like, sweetie.
And she's like, well, why make you more scared when like nothing was happening? Like nothing was happening to us. It was just there. And I'm
Well-
like, but now you made me feel like I was crazy.
Yeah, I feel crazy now. I don't trust you. Oh no. I'll believe my kid, but also to a fault. Like, even if it was just like actual genuine, like, I personally think that, what are those things called? Those friends that you have with your kid? They're
Imaginary friends.
I do think those are spiritual.
Absolutely.
Always. Like, I always think, imagination, blah, blah, blah. But there's a thing to it. Like, there's a thing called egregores, like in spiritual spaces, that like if you give an energy or a thought, it's a thought form that you give enough energy to, and then like spirit kind of like goes from there. And I think that's a true thing. So no, if my kid was like, if they're nice, fine.
yeah.
Play with them, whatever. If the soonest that I hear that they're mean, they look creepy, they're out in the corner doing something weird watching us, bye-bye, you're getting banished. And I'm ripping apart that kid. No, you're not thinking about them anymore.
Yeah.
No more thought form.
And I feel like we've been like we were watching that guy watch Paranormal Activity yesterday, and the third one, it's the kids and they have the like imaginary friend named Toby or whatever.
And then Toby was getting them to do.
Yeah, and then Toby has them doing weird stuff.
That was part of the ritual.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't know if you're still watching Haunting on Hill House, but like one of the
Yes.
kids like starts to draw like creepy figures.
No.
Like I feel like
No.
I'm listening to that.
Where are
stuff.
you?
Like,
Why would they know of anything to draw if they're
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah.
they're just seeing. They're not just seeing. Something.
And where are you coming up with the thought? If you've never seen a creepy or scary movie and you're a child, or like you don't know what these things are, where are you coming up from that? No.
That'd be so scary. You hear your kid. You have one kid. They're upstairs in their room and they're laughing and talking and like responding. Like there's funny moments and they're responding to something.
No. What
that
do
would
you
creep
do?
me
Are
out.
you running up there?
Well, yeah, who you
Yeah.
talking to? And then they're like, it's blah blah blah, and there's
Who?
no one there.
No. You can
No.
leave.
I definitely had imaginary friends though that I
For
would
sure,
like kiki
100%.
with.
But as long as they were fine, I think it's fine. Not
Yeah.
like, ooh, Tommy's in the closet told me to shove you off the thing. Like, no. They're drawing like
That's
scary
true,
family
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, and
with
she
somebody
would-
like,
And she would like talk to in Paranormal Activity 3, she would talk to him and she'd be like, I don't want to do that.
no.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he would like make
No, I don't want
She's
to.
like, no, I
We're
don't
done.
want to. That was crazy. Okay, let's see. There's a voice memo. Let's see what.
Tea.
So the house that I grew up in was a converted funeral home. Our living room had stained glass doors, and in the basement, which was always cold all year round, always creepy all year round, there was a ramp because that's where they used to bring the bodies in to embalm them before they converted it into a family home because, that's not weird.
No.
But anyway, the house was just haunted. My entire, youth growing up, all of it. there was an instance where I was on the phone with my friend. I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we were on the phone and we were talking, and I thought my dad was in the basement doing laundry, and I yelled downstairs to the basement, "Dad," and we heard this very sharp, gruff, "What?" And I heard it, and my friend heard it, and my friend was like,
Not
"Oh my God,
attitude.
your dad's kind of an asshole. Like, why is he?" You just called him, and I was like, "I don't know, whatever." And I just went upstairs. When I got to the top of the stairs, my dad was coming down from the attic. There was nobody else at home. That's just one of the stories.
We need more.
Of that house.
Sister, we need
I
more.
try not to think about it too much because it was really, really scary for a kid. But I have more if you want them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, please, sister.
Series.
Because,
Yeah.
well, yeah, series of
Yeah.
yours, please. But also, like, how do you end up in... Why, one, are we converting the funeral home where they had
To
the
a real home.
into a
Crazy.
home?
Yeah.
Crazy idea.
Crazy! What
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
maybe it was really cheap.
Yeah,
probably-
It was
probably.
super cheap,
Yeah.
moved it in, but y'all don't... Ooh.
That was Danielle on Discord, by the
Hey,
way.
thanks, Danielle. Sister, we want to hear more.
Yeah,
Hauntings.
definitely. Also, sorry, I just rewatched Haunting on Hill House, so it's on my mind.
Yeah.
But is she how far are you?
Episode 2.
One of the sisters owns a funeral home.
Yes.
And then she lives in it also. So it's like there's like the
Why?
back side is the funeral
Oh,
home,
yeah.
and then the front side is like her family home. Like
Is Esme from Twilight.
Esme from Twilight. Yeah, I go Esme.
Yeah.
Just spooky.
Why would you live back there?
Also,
I guess it's probably cheap. It's part of your business.
Yeah,
so
it's
you like
part-
live.
yeah.
It's a write-off.
also a basement is just so creepy.
Basements are always creepy. We had a lot of basements, like, because I used to live on the East Coast, and there's, like, always basements there. Even if they're fully done, they're creepy.
Yeah.
They're never not creepy.
Yeah. No,
Something
thank
about
you.
being under... No.
Oh, thank you.
It's always a laundry room in the basement, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not me, dude.
What? And also, why would he respond to... Why would the spirit respond to when you're yelling, Dad?
Yeah.
What?
I don't like...
That's
What? Maybe, because
scary.
also maybe he was a
Scary.
dad, so, like,
Yeah.
you know how they say that, like, sometimes when, like, you're out in public and someone screams mom and, like, all the women look, maybe it was giving, like, he was like,
Oh, yeah.
what, bitch?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, you're not my... Ooh.
It could have been crowded in that basement. You never know. So
You know,
maybe,
well, all the dead people
yeah.
Ooh.
I know, it could be anyone.
They don't cleanse those spaces.
Probably not. I mean,
I got chills. That was scary.
I hate that. I literally hate
What?
that.
let's see.
Rude.
I like these voice memos.
I know. It's true. It's tea.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me well. This, I don't know if this would be a ghost story or anything scary, but it is something that still is in the back of my mind. Because being a death worker and medium, you know, I always have random things that happen, but this was the first time I've ever like experienced this, and I still have questions, and maybe in the future I'll get answers. But this has to pertain towards a childhood home, my grandmother's house, my maternal grandmother. So this was a couple of years ago, maybe 2022, 2021. I was stopping by to visit her. So I was waiting for her. I rang the doorbell, waiting for her to open the door. And I, you know, usually she would open the door, but that day, I believe she wasn't home. She stepped out. So I tried calling. I thought maybe she was asleep. So, you know, and it happens. So I'm just waiting. So I'm like holding the front door lock and like trying to just check to see, you know, I don't know. I'm just like waiting there, just fidgeting with the lock. So then I thought I saw my grandmother, but I saw this figure that came up to the front door. I can't describe fully everything. It just felt like there is this black figure. I didn't feel it was anything negative or bad. It was just there for a couple of seconds, and then it just walked away. And when I touched the front lock, the door opened.
Not in letting you in.
I opened it,
Well, shit.
and I looked around, and I was like, Grandma?
She said, I know you. You can come.
And, you know, I got inside the house. I don't know who that was, again. If it was a loved one, like an ancestor, if it was a guide, my guide, her guide, if it was a spirit, I don't know. But I was grateful that day that they opened the door.
Thanks,
because obviously I didn't want to like just stand outside. But that's one of a few stories I can give at least that still boggles my mind to this day. Like I said, I hope I get answers in the future, but it was a really interesting experience that I just felt like sharing.
That's tea. Because I wonder, like, it really could be anybody from the, or it's just even like, I feel like sometimes houses have
House
spirits.
spirit, yeah.
And it's like, sister, we've seen you here a million
Yeah.
times. We don't be ringing the doorbell. We got
Yeah.
She's good.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, we know her.
But what if you're
She's
getting
chill.
robbed and a spirit runs up and
Yeah.
lets you in?
Yeah.
They're like, well, whatever. We don't like them anyways.
The
No, they're like-
spirit just hates the sound of the door. Getting
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah, I was
stop
gonna say,
the
they're like, can you
doorbell.
stop doing
Yeah,
that?
you're bothering me. Your grandma's out. Come on in. Oh my god, I want to do a whole thing of ghost stories.
I know, this is fun. I mean, there's a good amount in here I haven't pre-read a lot. Like, so many more people sent them today.
Let's go.
Tea.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah,
this
thank
morning
you for
your
giving your ghost
submissions.
stories. And if you want to submit them, you can through Discord. And if not, I mean, I guess they could email us.
They
or
can
our
email
team.
us, yeah.
But just put like in the subject line, midnightsageshopteam@gmail.com. Put in the subject, ghost story for podcast, so we know it's not for like orders or anything like that. But we're open to submissions.
Sorry. Do you want me to read more?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not doing very well at reading out loud. Sorry, guys.
No, your reading aloud skills are good.
But also, it's hard
Popcorn
when it's
Gigi.
hard. It's hard when some of the grammar isn't like
yeah. Well, it's
here.
it's a big text blog.
yeah. Also, I haven't pre-read any of these new ones, so I'm not sure what we're gonna get here.
Ooh.
We'll see.
That last submission was from Atlas on
Thanks,
Discord.
Atlas.
Thank you, Atlas. Audrey333. When my younger cousin was 5, she went off into a room by herself, and my aunt and I couldn't find her. She came out of the room, and half an hour later, and told my aunt and I she was talking to her grandpa.
Aw.
She told us his name, described him in full detail, and told us what they talked about. This grandpa she had never met, and she knew absolutely nothing about because it was her father's father who lived in another state, and they didn't really have a relationship. We brushed it off and thought she was just making things up, as young kids usually do.
How would you?
2 days later, my aunt received a call from my younger cousin's father stating that his father had passed earlier this week. Also, the name she told us and how she described him, her father's father, was spot on. She had absolutely no way of knowing any of this information because my aunt never talked about my cousin's father or his family ever.
That's cute, but also so sad.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate finding out a spirit is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sad. But that's so cute. He's like, hey girl, we've never met before. Oh no.
When I was a kid, when my grandma passed, and my stepdad like walked in on me like talking to myself, and he was like, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, "I'm talking to Grammy. What do you mean?" And he was like, "Okay,
Great.
Okay,
Good.
I was like, "You don't see her?
what do you mean?
What do you
What
mean?"
are you talking about?
He was like, "Okay."
You're like, what do you mean she's right here? That's so crazy too, because as kids I feel like it's just so much easier to see spirit like
Could that count as like a premonition in some way? Like,
No, because I think what she was saying that they had already passed, but they hadn't told the spirit or
Yeah.
the family that they'd been passed, right? That he said that they passed earlier in the week. Yeah, so it probably was afterwards. That's happened to me like twice, and both being with a friend, like an internet friend that I would like, a really good friend that I just had never met in person, and he was super tall. He was like 6'2" or 6'3".
Oh, sorry.
And
Sorry.
it's okay. I remember like laying in bed and like seeing, and I don't see spirit like ever physically, really. That's not, it's like I'm dreaming of them, or maybe if I'm like doing spell work, I feel like energies. But I remember like looking up from my bed and like looking out towards my hallway where my altar kind of was, and like my door was right there, and it was like a big figure, almost as tall as the door, because I didn't have super tall, and I was just like, who is that? Because I knew it was spirit, and it was like it wasn't giving like shady, it wasn't weird. My house is spiritually protected and warded off, like no random spirits just stop by. And I was literally like calling to my papa, like, who is this? Like, if they're not in my house, they need to go. I'm like cussing them out, right? I go straight to cussing out a spirit. I'm like, bitch, how? I'm like, get working. Like, you do not want to be ran out of here. And it was kind of like my papa like always just like chuckles at me. Like, he doesn't really fully say stuff unless it's dreaming. He was just kind of like chuckling, like, girl. And then later I found out one of my friends had passed, and I was like, bitch, How big? First off, I was pissed. I was sad and obviously all of the things. But I was like, you stopped by and I was cussing you out like full because I'd never met him like in person. So it was like I didn't know what his full energy felt like. So I was like, who are you? Same thing happened with my birth mom. Birth mom's grandma. She like stopped by when I was showering one day, which sounds crazy, but she used to sit like on my birth mom's like toilet while she got ready, like just to like kiki with her when she was in the shower. And I was showering like the day or two after she'd passed, and she hadn't told me that she'd passed. And I was in the shower, like sitting down, like doing, because my hair takes forever to wash. So I was sitting down detangling it, and I saw like quite literally a spirit just like sitting, like right next to my like see-through thing. And I was like, not full spirit. It was just kind of like, I don't know how to explain, like figure. And I'm cussing them out because I'm like, first off, why are you in the bath? I'm like, Papa, who is this? None of my spirits, but I knew it was like friendly, very felt like warm. But I was like, I'm in here showering. What do you want? I'm cussing them out. I'm gonna get my candles. Once again, my Papa's giggling, like chuckling. I'm gonna get you don't even want to deal with this. And I get a text from Heidi later. She's like, so, and she told me, and I'm like, oh my God, because somebody stopped by really, because it really was them just like. And they were gone. They were like, as they were passing, I think she came through, and she was like, yeah, I told her that if she wanted to reach out to anyone, to reach out to you, because I would be scared shitless because my birth mom didn't want it. She's like, no, thank you. Don't come to me. And I was like, not me cussing her out. She's like, yeah, when I was every day getting ready for school, she used to do that. And so she just like found comfort in like kikiing like before or after I'd get home from events, sitting on the toilet. Like the toilet was closed. You know what I'm saying? Like she just sat on it to like hang out. And I was like, dang, I feel bad because I cussed her out.
I like that's your first response.
Oh, because I'm like, if you're not supposed to, but then also I feel like as a spirit, I would be like, well, she's like not cussing me out.
She just doesn't know who I am.
So I was like, sorry, give her my offerings and said thank you. She was like, she knew not to come to me. She was scared.
I remember when that happened. You were like, I saw someone. I was sitting on my toilet, and then I think like the next day, you reached out to Heidi, or Heidi reached out to you.
She was like,
yeah, you were trying to figure out who it
was. I was crashing out. I'm like, who is? And I knew not to like go and like do a whole like cleansing and rewarding. I was like, but I just wanted to know. I had no idea who it is. But yeah, those are the only 2 times that I found out. They had already passed at that time. But that's how I found out that they passed. Essentially, I'm like, who the fucky like? Oh,
there's another voice memo. I haven't listened to it yet, so
let's try it. Blind going in.
So when I was younger, we moved into my grandmother's house, and I began having sleep paralysis episodes. And one night,
hate that.
during an episode, I saw a little girl standing in the corner of the doorway, and I ran straight past her. Like, she was still there when I woke up. And my mom also began experiencing sleep paralysis, like not being able to breathe.
Ugh.
But the minute we moved out, it all stopped. And
Grandma's
the
house?
room I was experiencing sleep paralysis in, when I would visit a couple years prior, because at the time we lived in different states, this room, me and my cousins were always afraid of it, and we never slept in it. We were too scared to like go in, basically, and we just always felt very strange going into the room. So once we had moved in a couple years later, my mother and I, that room became my bedroom.
Ooh.
And that's when the sleep paralysis started.
Ooh.
I hate
no.
It scares me.
Don't mess with my sleep like that. I already don't sleep well because of the hypomania. Do not come in here and mess with my sleep. That's how me and Paulina became friends.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep paralysis issues. Said, get the off my friend.
We need her to come in and talk to
I know. Oh my God, that's such a good one. Mm-hmm. That whole thing. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that for you.
Sleep paralysis.
And what happened? Did she just like live there forever?
She said they moved out, and and then it stopped when they moved out.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
That's scary.
And the little girl's standing there all night in the morning?
She said she ran past the little girl.
I think she said she still was there in the morning. Or am I making that up?
I don't know.
Either way, that's scary. Hate that. I hate that. So.
Mm-mm. My ex told me he had sleep paralysis once, and he went out into like the living room and like our kitchen area, and he said he saw me just like floating in there. I'm like,
not you astrally. You're in the astral doing work.
Working in the astral. I think that I do that a lot because I wake up a lot. I was like, what was doing?
happening?
I have dreams where I'm literally like standing over someone's bed, like
Doing work?
saying things, and I'm like, well,
the spell's going through
getting
one way.
done.
One way or the
Something's
other.
happening.
It's happening.
Okay, I'll do one
Shell
more.
pillow here.
This one's kind of long. When I was 14, my mom started dating a man who claimed to be a medium. He said he could reach my great-grandfather for my mom and my grandma. We had no idea the day would take a turn we'd never forget. While my mom was with him, I was with my cousins playing a twist on Light as a Feather. You'd sit in a chair while everyone... Do you know Light as a Feather?
Oh,
Step as a
light.
board?
Yes.
Yeah. You'd sit in a chair while everyone hovered their hands above your head. Then lift you with just 2 fingers. We laughed it off and went on with our day.
Could I pause really quickly?
Yeah.
I really truly think that works because you're putting spirit in someone's body. Can we? Yeah.
It's a ritual.
It is. Like that.
You're sitting there like...
And of course you're doing it over their head. They're already like, girl, okay.
This isn't the same thing, but same with like Bloody Mary. Like that would actually scare me as a kid.
We could do a whole episode of Bloody Mary because
Yeah.
my brothers did that, and I know for a fact I saw something in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's also, once again, egregores. Whether or not that's a real spirit, so many people and kids are screaming, crying, throwing up, doing that. You think that there wouldn't be a lower level
literally.
entity that's like, period. Yeah, let me get in.
Let me do, yeah.
This is my
Someone's
time
standing
to
in
shine.
first of all, a mirror.
Yeah. It's dark.
It's
You're
dark.
scared.
Yeah.
Terrified.
And it's kids.
And you're chanting.
Yeah. Sorry. Side.
No, a sidebar. Listen.
It was early April in Wisconsin, still bitterly cold, and when we got home, the house was freezing. So cold you could see our breath. The medium told us he couldn't reach my great-grandfather, but a demon had answered.
Why?
That's
Why
crazy.
Sorry, grandfather, not here. Demon. Oh, then why did you... But also as a medium, why are you reaching out to... Anyways.
Yeah. Wouldn't you know?
Yes. But that's why
Yeah.
she said, like, supposed medium. Girl, that's why we don't trust... Sorry, Miles, a man.
No,
Sorry, Miles.
I get it.
That night, he claimed the energy source was in the basement. My grandparents swore they saw his shirt lift on its own, and he came upstairs with scratches forming a triangle with a cross in the middle. I even have a picture if you want to see.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, wait. Why did you attach it, girl? Wait, I'm going to reply to her right now.
Sister, please give us the picture. Give it to me, Rachel.
Give it to me, Rachel. Me replying right now. What's their name?
Oh my God.
Lexi Complete is their Discord name. Lexi girl. Send it.
We need the picture.
Immediately.
After that, the house felt heavy. We already had harmless child spirits, but now there was something darker. Eventually, people from the church came to cleanse the home with a massive curved horn.
What?
Interesting. The moment it
A
sounded
horn?
like a
Sure.
Oh, okay.
the moment it sounded, footsteps pounded from the living room
Ooh, I
to
hate
the
that.
kitchen, though no one was there. Not long after we moved, some paranormal things still happened, but nothing like that night. Also, why are the people from the church bringing a like?
What is
like,
that
what
gonna
does that
do?
do?
Sound cleanse? Get him out.
Okay, ask for the photo. If she replies while we're here, we'll put it in here.
So the medium guy said, "Hey, sister, I could talk to your Grammy and your grandpappy. Didn't find them, but found a demon. Got himself scratched up in the house. Oh, we already had some harmless children spirit.
Yeah,
living.
harmless children
Oh?
spirit. What?
No, because I also feel bad. I don't mess around with like children spirits. There's never
Oh,
no.
they scare me.
They're scary. Even if they're harmless, it's sad because they're. Ashley used to say, "Oh, love you, Ashley, girl." She used to say that when she would run into children's spirits to take them to the nursery, like she would say, "I'm going to take you there," and it was always like helping them cross over because the nursery would for whatever children's would give. Girl, stop.
I know.
Because like children don't need to be in like the ether with the between whatever space you believe that is. Like it's just sad whether they know. Because you can't, I don't even think you can understand it even if you've been there for like 100 years. You're a child. You don't understand whatever happened for the reason why you passed. Like, it's just sad. And you're not in a better place being stuck in a house by yourself watching other people live. So, no, I will always say that. Ashley's like, take them to the nursery. And she would always be
Wait,
like,
that makes
just
me-
like, I know.
So sad.
But then it's like some sort of like if you believe
Yeah.
in like the light or wherever transitioning through to wherever they need to be, or a lot of times like if there's family, their family spirits will then help them go wherever they need to go. That's too much. I don't mess around with the child spirit. No, ma'am, Pam. No, even if they're harmless, no. It's just sad. Ashley, may you rest in peace. Love you, bad girl.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know. I'm like, okay, girl, I love you, but I cry, so.
I have a lot of cult stuff.
Let's do it, dude.
We're segmenting into the occult, which is about right. We honestly, I feel like we might have like a lot of segments on this podcast about cults, religion, spooky things,
The religion to witchcraft
religious people to witchcraft's pipeline, because I fear and feel that's very real. So yeah, it's gonna revolve around, while we might just like chat and spill, I do think we're gonna have a lot of episode segments and things that are around this. I like spooky things. While I'm a witchy girl, I do love a spooky thing. I think cults are spooky in their own right. It's scary, paranormal, all of these things. So we're gonna talk about cults today. We are in Southern California. We're in Oceanside, and there was one that I didn't even, there's like a place, I guess I'll let Gigi come into it, but this was something that like, I didn't even know it was a cult until I was sent there by one of my old bosses to go pick up some food, and she made like a side comment, oh, that's a cult, and I was just like thinking, you know when they say the places that people love so much are cult-like, you're like, oh, it's cult activity. No. It's a real cult. Well, allegedly for entertainment purposes, I don't know.
I was thinking
We should say, yeah. Allegedly, all things said, even spiritual things, are entertainment purposes. Take it with a grain of salt, and we don't actually mean these titles. So, this is all things we found online. We're kikiing. This is alleged.
We're
Thank
just
you.
chatting.
Yeah, we're
about
just chatting. We're just chatting.
I feel like most people that grew up around here would be like, oh yeah, well it's like kind of a cult. Like I don't think people really knew how intense it actually
But what's
is.
kind of a cult?
It's very much a cult.
Yeah, but like
Now,
if we're going towards culty, I think.
But I
we're
feel like
there.
when people are going there, they're not really like asking the questions.
No, yeah.
They're just like, that's kind of the main theme, I think, is they're like, well, the food's good, they're nice. And I think that's how they keep getting away with it. Because it's like, oh,
It's a
food's
key.
so good.
Yeah.
They're all really
sweet.
nice
Yeah.
there. Like, you know.
They are nice.
The vibes are good in there. The vibes are weird in there. I don't know if you've ever been in there. They're weird. The food is good, but the vibes are weird.
I don't know if I could go because it's giving bakery, so I don't know if I should go in.
I know. I don't think so.
No.
I mean, we could go and get like a little like tea or something. Like, if
Do
you
they- but
really
is
are
it, like-
curious about seeing it.
Yeah, I do want to see
It's
it.
interesting to see.
It's
Is
definitely
it?
interesting to see, especially since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And like, but also then it's like we're giving our money to these people, especially after all of the stuff that I've learned. It's kind of crazy.
Can we put like a thing here, like boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. The yellow deli?
Yeah, so we're talking about the Yellow Deli. And there's locations all over the world actually.
That's actually insane.
But there's one in Vista. I'm from Vista in North County, so it's like in the downtown area. It opened in 2010, so I was going there
wow.
for a while. And they're open Sunday afternoon to Friday afternoon, 24 hours. So they're open
You're
all the
lying.
time. Yeah, you could go there in the middle of the night. So like in high school and like college,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
it's open all the time,
Yeah.
so you're going, you know.
Yeah.
And especially when I would go there and sit and like study in the little like coffee
That's
bar
cute.
area because
Okay.
it's open all night, so
Yeah.
you can like have a coffee and study all night if you need
there.
to. And like we would all like whoever sent you, we would all just be like, oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a cult or whatever. But we didn't really know.
Yeah.
And I feel like then there wasn't as much information on it, but like when you go there, they try and like talk to you, especially when you're going there often. They're like, oh, you should come to the farm in Valley Center. Valley Center is like 45 minutes away. Where they have the farm is called the Morning Star Ranch.
Oh.
All of their food, all of their like ingredients and stuff like come from there. So
I feel like that's why the food's so good.
is so good.
It's fresh.
Because it's literally like from their farm.
Mm.
And yeah, so they try and like talk to you and they're like, you should come, like so-and-so's getting married this weekend. You should come to the wedding.
Inviting somebody to that you don't know them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we'll talk about it later, but there's these guys that like literally went undercover and they filmed one of the weddings. And it was really crazy to see because I had always been invited, like they invite you to go. And so
You
it's
just don't.
really interesting to see. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah, no, like should go.
But it just never seemed safe.
no,
which
because
it's not.
What? Oh my god.
But like when you go there, the people just like they're nice, but they seem a little off because like They're wearing like not religious clothing, but they look like they're in a cult. You know, the men have long hair, ponytails, big beards. The women have like their long hair braided up. They're wearing long skirts. The men are always wearing flannels. Like,
hey.
And like I said, the more time you spend there, the more time they invite you. They like come to our, I think they're closed Friday, Saturday, Sunday for like religious reasons. Yeah. So Friday nights they have like a Sabbath, and they're like, you should come to the Friday night. Like, there's food, anyone's welcome. You could stay if you want. Like,
stay where?
On the farm, in their little thing.
You could stay if you want.
They're like, you could stay if you want. Like, please. And like in the videos, one of the girls was like, "Oh yeah, I came for a Friday thing, and like I just stayed. You should stay too." I don't know
what
they get you.
Oh my God.
I was gonna go yesterday, but I didn't have time. They have a bunch of brochures and stuff about the religion, like you can look and read through. So it's like, but it's always kind of like the way they paint it. They make it seem like it's just, Christianity.
It's a little sector.
And yeah, so I am gonna preface this by saying I don't know a lot about religion. Like, I didn't grow up religious.
We're witchy girls.
Yeah, so I don't know a lot about like Christianity or Judaism or anything like that. So I had to do a lot of research.
I want to research Gigi Lynn.
Research Gigi Lynn. Make sure I'm going through this. Okay, so
this is alleged.
This is this is from their website.
Retracted.
So the religious group that owns the Yellow Deli, they call themselves the 12 Tribes. I'm going to read you who we are from their website.
Oh.
The 12 Tribes is an emerging spiritual nation. We are a confederation of 12 self-governing tribes made up of self-governing communities. By community, we mean families and single people who live together in homes and on farms. We are disciples of the Son of God, whom we call by his Hebrew name, Yeshua. I practice that a lot. Yeshua.
Yeshua. Okay.
We follow the Old and New Testament scriptures and live like the early disciples in Acts chapter 2 and 4. With all of our hearts, we want to do our Father's will, which is to love one another and be light to the nations so that they could see our life of love and know how much their Creator loves them.
I mean, that sounds nice.
Sounds nice. I looked up, because I'm, once again, not familiar with religion. So I looked up Acts 2 and 4 in the Bible. So the phrase live like the early disciples in Acts chapter 2 and 4 refers to a specific way of life described in the book of Acts in the New Testament, particularly right after the Holy Spirit came upon the first Christians at Pentecost. It emphasizes radical community, shared possessions, spiritual unity, and daily devotion. This is what the exact verses are. Okay. Acts 2:42 to 47. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship to the breaking of bread and to prayer. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give anyone who had need. Acts 4:32 to 35. All the believers were in one heart and mind. No one claimed any of their possessions were their own, but they shared everything they had. There were no needy persons among them.
I like the no needy, but that's why they don't get paid, right?
Yeah. They don't get paid.
I like a community thought of like, oh, well, if you need something, we've got your back.
Yeah. So they're saying they're like based in community because, so when you join, you give up you have to sell all of your earthly possessions. You're not supposed to have any of your own
possessions. The start of a cult. Sell everything you own.
Everything you own, you have come with nothing. Leave your family or, ooh. I don't know. I didn't look too much into if you can like bring people with you.
I'm sure they would because then you can grow it if they are.
Yeah. They believe in communal living. They work for the community for free. They work super long shifts at like the delis. They have delis, farms, even here like in Oceanside, they come to the farmer's market.
No, they're at the stand. You can go get some juice on a Thursday.
Yeah. They come to the farmer's market. They have like little tea shops.
Yeah.
Everyone that works there doesn't take a wage.
That's
It
crazy.
all goes back to the community.
I feel like that's it's not legal because it's a church.
Well, so the people that infiltrated the thing, they were like asking about it. They're like, oh, how does, you guys are lucky. Like, how do you guys get past the law? Whatever.
Yeah.
They said because of it's an LLC, they're all owners.
Oh, Lord. So but are they actually legally on the LLC?
Yeah.
Are they every time somebody's going in? But then also, if it's an LLC, are all your names on the taxes? Are you getting a tax break? What's happening?
Well, probably because
it's a church.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you would have to actually be adding people's names on the LLC every time
they
people
join.
And are they doing that?
That's what like the people that were working like in the Yellow Deli said. They're like, oh well, it's an LLC, so we're all owners.
What?
That's how they get away with it.
Mm.
But yeah, so none of them make any money.
Okay.
And they work there like long hours.
Yeah.
And some of them like I think we'll probably link their channel below. It's like a 16-part series.
Nice.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
tucked
it's very
in.
good. I got
Yeah.
like halfway through because they're like long episodes, but I want to try and go through like the religious stuff first.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Sorry,
when you join,
I'm asking questions. In the
no,
middle.
that's the
Like,
point. Is
what's
to ask
happening?
questions.
We have to ask if they'll come on, please.
I know they seem like they have a bigger channel, but maybe
Please.
So yeah, they're all owners under the LLC. They don't take any wages. All of it goes back to the community. So they're all based in this like community living under God. What they believe is a blend of Christian fundamentalism, Messianic Judaism or Judaism? How do you pronounce that?
Judaism.
Judaism and communalism. They have a strong emphasis on obedience, purity, and restoring the early church as it existed in the book of Acts, which is the community.
The community-based. Okay. Purity. I'm scared.
It was started out of an early 1970s youth Bible study group led by Albert Eugene Spriggs and his wife Marcia in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
How do you start, like, and it's just a cult now?
I know, and it's huge.
Whoa.
Like,
hey.
It gives Tennessee, honestly.
It does.
Tennessee. They basically, like, were going to church and stuff, but they felt like mainstream churches were too worldly and not truly living out the teachings of Jesus.
Well, there's nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of that's tea though,
Yeah.
because they're tithing, they're taking money from people, not helping people, kicking gay people out.
Yeah.
Granted, I wonder what they think about that.
Well, we will get there. It's
Ooh.
it's pretty crazy.
Oh, Lord,
it's actually
here we
really
go.
crazy.
I'm excited.
I'm scared.
We're set. They sought to return to what they believed as a more authentic first century Christian lifestyle. The Yellow Deli started in 1973 and now has dozens of locations: US, Canada, Australia, Europe, South America.
All over the world is crazy.
And
okay.
no, all over
That's crazy.
the world. Yeah. I don't know if we could probably do another part on this because there's a lot of stuff that happened in the UK, I'm pretty sure. Like in Europe, they got in a lot of trouble over there.
Ooh.
But I didn't have time to look into
Part two.
Okay.
Yellow
Yeah,
Deli.
I didn't have enough
We
time
could
to
get
look into
tea
all
from the
of
Yellow
the
Deli
tea.
and drink it on here while
Literally. The little cups.
Sponsored.
Sponsored by ad break. No, I'm
Ad
kidding.
break.
Ad break. Sponsored by
break.
Moonlight and Sage. If you need to get your spout oils, anything, Hunter Space. I got your back. Moonlight and
yeah.
Sage.
Back to
the stuff.
So 12 Tribes reputes itself as seeking the restoration of what its members believe to be the truest form of Christianity. So they basically think that they are one of the original 12 tribes of Israel. Not Christianity or Judaism, but like original spirituality in Israel.
Okay.
They have a view of Jesus as Yahshua. They use his Hebrew name. It's really interesting because we'll talk about how they feel about Jewish people, but it seems like
they practice
Judaism and Christianity kind of mesh just from.
If you tell me
what
they
I
don't
know.
like Jewish people after all of this, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they use Jesus' Hebrew name instead of Jesus, because they believe the name Jesus is corrupted by pagan and Roman influences.
Pagan? Okay.
They believe Yeshua is the Messiah, but they don't view him as God in the way that most Christians do. Their theology rejects traditional Christian Trinity doctrine, aligning with more Unitarian theology. Jesus is divine, but not equal to God,
Okay.
the Father. A lot of this is like gibberish to me because I don't understand
I really
religion.
don't even understand. I could sit here with like Landon or maybe Grace and be like, what's the difference? Because I really sometimes Jewish, like not Jewish. I mean like Jesus versus God versus his son. I'm like, what's tea?
Yeah.
Typically, it's like Jesus and God in like American Christianity are like same guy.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay.
Like, it is Jesus is God's son, but same power creep, I guess.
Oh, so they see him as like the same.
They're like
Jesus is God's son.
Both, it's like save me Jesus, save me God. Like they're kind of the same people that they fucking pray to.
Okay.
And then Mary's like not part of the picture necessarily in prayer. But if you're Catholic, then it's
Mary
the
is
Holy Trinity because they're all together that you're praying to or that you
the family.
The family, yeah. But so it sounds like they almost do a Catholic thing of like putting Jesus down a little bit, and it's like God. Like Jesus is important, but he's not.
Yes.
He's not God.
Guy.
Yeah, but it seems like they treat him as like the Messiah. Like, and then when they're talking, they're like for Yeshua. Like that's like their main person that I think they worship is.
Okay.
But they don't see him as God.
How are you going to worship him, but you don't see him as God?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe like a lesser.
Yeah, because he came to. I don't know.
Me neither. How that works. We're a little long. We could take a whole. We go to a Sunday church. Can somebody explain something?
We need some help. And then
Bible study class.
So that's how they view Jesus. The communal living, all believers were together and had everything in common. So everyone in this church is supposed to live together. All of their things are for each other. I even think like in like kids and relationships, like it's kind of like no one.
Well, that's nice. Like somebody can help take care of the kid. The child's
is responsibility of the community.
I feel like that a lot of like African communities are like that, where like mothers are helping mothers, dads are all going to be the protectors and provide. But like I could see where that gets problematic, but also as a community, I like the thought of that. Yeah. Like everybody's looking out for everybody. If somebody's hungry, somebody else has got it. Like I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. Not having to sell all of your stuff. Like I just like the thought of like
the community of it all.
The community sounds nice. The cult.
Salvation is not just through belief, but living in complete obedience within the community.
Must be obedient.
They claim that for anyone to be truly saved, they have to sell all possessions, join the 12 tribes, and submit to communal living. Those outside the community are generally seen as not truly following God.
Right. Because any other religion they're not close to God.
Like
they're like, you're not. You are not.
Because they basically think they're fake. They're not living truly in the authentic
Catholics are fake,
word
Christians
of God.
are fake, Jehovah's are fake. That's the tea. Everybody, I'm like, but y'all can all have your own version of God as long as you're serving him. Like, if the rapture did come, we should all be taken up rather than left behind.
Yeah.
Anyways. Do they believe in the rapture? Mm-hmm. Period.
Mm-hmm. They believe they are restoring the 12 tribes mentioned in the Bible, not literally Jewish, but spiritual Israel. Each community belongs to a specific tribe, and they believe these tribes will be part of God's end times plan.
Here we go.
They also believe Christianity has been apostate since the early centuries, particularly.
What's apostate?
Do you know what apostate is, Miles?
That sounds bad.
I'll look it up though.
So they believe in the rapture, and I think that the guys who like went undercover in there talk about it a lot. I couldn't find what they were talking about, but they like think that if they have a certain amount of virgin men, that they are able, like they'll be able to cross over easier, like that when the rapture happens.
That's a different. I actually like the vibe where it's like not just the women. Like let's gather around big group of virgin men.
An apostate is a person who renounces a religious or political.
So they think Christianity is
not real at all.
Not real.
So they're rounding up all the virgin men, but they're saying that they'll make it easier to like descend up to
the rapture or whatever.
The rapture is coming.
Although they're not Orthodox Jews, they adopt many elements of the Mosaic law, including Sabbath observance, dietary restrictions, festival observances, and purity laws, especially for women. However, they reinterpret these laws through their own spiritual lens, of course.
Would that not be like stealing from another religion? Because Judaism is closed. You can't just be
But they're not. They don't practice Judaism.
Oh, but they're just taking bits and pieces, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're dismantling it.
Yeah, that's what's interesting is because I always do remember, like, on the Jewish holidays, they were closed.
Yeah.
It's like a Sabbath.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's why
if
I
there's any
always
Jewish
thought-
people in here, what do you think about, like, because that would annoy me if they were like, oh, we're not hoodoos, but we're going to take bits and pieces of it and take it for our religion and use it for that, but then you aren't doing the full. I just don't know how that works.
Yeah, and they're like, let me just
a portion of
that's
it.
That's kind of how, well, you have to have Grace on here to talk about Mormonism, because I feel like that's kind of how Mormonism is they took Christianity and they're like, we want some of these little pieces.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to do a Mormon episode. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
I know, I always have so many questions.
I love.
Mormonism is weird because they essentially took the Bible and the guy was like, no, I found extra books. Version.
I found extra book.
Yeah, like he's like,
Where?
I talked to God and like
Yeah,
gave
they
me
said
the
God
last
told him.
pieces
It's
of
always
the
God
Bible.
talk to me,
Yeah.
not you guys.
Just me.
Okay.
So end times, they believe the world is under control of Babylon, which includes all modern institutions, governments, religions, including mainstream Christianity and corporations.
Babylon.
Their purpose is to raise a pure remnant that will usher in the return of Yahshua. Their communal life is part of prepping for the tribulation and judgment to come.
Judgment Day would be crazy because if we're wrong, I mean, I think I would still live normally.
Yeah.
I live just fine enough. If Judgment Day does come, imagine everybody's gagged.
No, literally, I'm like, wait, you guys were right.
That would be the biggest gag of the century. We're
Dude,
like,
my dad would just be like, I told you.
I told you.
I told
and I told you.
The
But none of us
rapture.
are doing bad enough things that I think
No.
Judgment Day would actually mess us up.
Have you
Like-
guys seen that movie, This Is the End? Where it's like-
Yes. I always think of Rihanna's scene in that.
Yeah, I love that
No, I would be gagged.
That's about the rapture. Unlike mainstream Christianity, which teaches salvation by faith alone, the 12 tribes teach faith without work is dead. But more literally, you cannot be saved unless you demonstrate your faith by work, especially communal obedience.
Smart.
No, literally,
That's how
they're
they
like,
just
you
get them
have
to keep
yeah.
working for free.
Yeah, because God's
They're
not
so
going to.
smart.
I mean,
And whoever's running this is probably so rich.
rich.
I
Because
think-
where's the money going? It doesn't
Yeah.
cost that much if you own the land and you're running.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
They
main
probably-
guy that started it died in 2021. I don't know who is getting all the money now because
do you have a wife? Or maybe his kids.
yeah, his kids probably. Because like the food at Theological Deli is not cheap.
No.
It's like $20 for a sandwich, I think.
And the workers aren't getting it.
And they're not getting anything. And I stopped, like I was tipping for a while.
Yeah, but then you're
Then
like,
I was
it's
like,
not
why
even
am I
going
tipping?
to
They're
you.
not even
Yeah.
keeping it.
Dang.
Marriage, gender, and family.
Ooh.
Obviously, it's strong, patriarchal. Men lead spirituality. Women are helpers and caregivers. Women do not teach or lead. They're submissive and modest.
Oh, yeah.
Marriages are overseen by the elders and often arranged
Oh,
through
Whoa.
prayer guidance, not
Lord.
not dating.
God said you guys need to be together. Not arranged.
And this is, I will get more into this, but this is one of the main reasons that they're kind of critiqued. Children are not viewed as innocent. They believe discipline is necessary from an early age to deal with the sinful nature of children.
Why would they not be innocent? They're babies.
Yeah. There's like a lot of child abuse that happens. A lot.
Sounds like it. Sounds like that's a basis.
That is, yeah. There's like Bible verses I'll read you once I...
Do they even do that for Christianity? I feel like, yeah,
I don't
you get
think so.
baptized, so then if something happens to you, then you're like, you can go to...
Yeah.
But they're not like, they think that they're automatically, or
Just
Catholic,
born
I guess I was...
sinful.
No, you're innocent.
Yeah.
The baby... Huh? How would a baby have a sinful thought? They don't have any thought.
They
No
don't
shade,
have a
but like, do you have a
thought.
thought as a baby? You're like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
You're just corrupted by evil?
Just born evil.
It's
Right.
probably a way to. It's because little kids have like free spirit,
Yeah.
very free and open, and like sponges, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
probably their way of like early indoctrination.
That's a good point. Yeah, to keep
early
them like...
indoctrination. Because they're like, how do we
yeah.
keep them in the cult? their
Yeah,
whole
that's
lives,
true.
you know?
That's crazy.
They reject pagan Christianity. So they reject Christian holidays and traditions because, as we all know, they come from pagan
They
holidays.
sure do.
Christmas and Easter are considered pagan festivals. Sunday worship is rejected. They meet on Sabbath, Friday evening to Saturday. They also reject church buildings, formal clergy, and demonstrations, and they see this as evidence of apostasy.
A
which is like-
church?
Yeah, which is like going again. What my
They're
last
like,
professor
that
did.
cross? No. Those verses? Absolutely not. No Sunday school.
Do you know what their churches are? Like they have a building?
I don't think they have a building. Like I think
Just
they
have, like, a
do like
communal
yeah,
meetup?
I think they have like a
A meet
little
and greet.
communal area where they do like they dance around and stuff. Like I don't know if we can maybe I'll play you some of the clips from those guys because like no one had ever seen it before
Yeah.
until they brought their cameras in there. And it gives like if you look up pictures of cult ceremony, like
Yeah.
that's what it gives.
We'll have to do that on part 2. We'll have some clips that we.
Yeah, we'll play
Please.
clips. We can honestly talk about those guys going undercover in part 2 and play some of
Y'all, I'm
those.
gagged.
Racial beliefs.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Their teachings contain problematic racial doctrines, including that black people are descendants of Ham.
What's
who,
that?
I'm not familiar with the Bible.
Can we Google?
Who was cursed to be a servant, Genesis 9. They teach that slavery was God's will for certain people. These beliefs have been widely condemned as racist and not in line with historical or theological scholarship. The group denies they are racist, but internal writings and former member testimonies contradict this.
They said we're not racist, but black people are. It's God's will.
Yeah. I think that they believe, like they obviously believe in free labor. So
No, 100%.
Like that's like one of their main teachings.
Yeah,
is that
slavery.
We should
Yeah,
just
they're like,
work
it's fine.
for free.
Yeah, what's the problem? Oh.
If we're talking about the guys later, like some of the, like they were clearly trying to bait the people in there to get some of this stuff out of them. And some of the stuff they say is like actually crazy. Like about Jewish people, black people, gay people. Like it's.
Oh, Lord.
Because like it's not in their teachings, but it's clearly in how they indoctrinate into the cult.
Sister.
They believe only those who live in 12 tribes, according to their exact interpretation of scripture, are truly obeying God.
Right.
All other religions are deceived or under judgment. So everyone else is being lied to.
Right.
They often refer to outsiders as part of the nations or Babylon.
Nations?
So that's just a breakdown about kind of
that's tea as fuck.
Beliefs, which is a lot. I didn't realize that it was going to be that much. It's its own religion, basically.
Well, yeah.
He just kind of came up with because he didn't think that regular Christianity was following.
Y'all are apostates or whatever it is.
Yeah, apostates.
Apostates. You're fake. Oh.
Touching kind of on one of the biggest things that is problematic, obviously, how they view slavery and black people and stuff. It's just I think there's like someone said, and one of them said it's basically people should be working for free for the community is what they think, and they think that slavery, like they should have been slaves because
they should have.
Why wouldn't they want to work for free?
But then at the community in Africa before they were taken, like they could have just continued to the community work there, working with their communities and like their tribes, rather than being stolen. Like, is that addressed? Stolen, shipped over, treated terribly, and actually there was no community because they weren't being fed or housed or treated. Like, well, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe they do treat their people like, we don't know, not great, but
they definitely don't. I mean, not their kids.
So, just to circle back to define Ham and like who that is, that's one of Noah's sons.
Oh.
Who he cursed.
Oh.
And
Noah with the ark?
Yeah.
Why did he curse him?
I'm trying to find that out. But all of his descendants are essentially the whole umbrella of black Africans.
Right, okay. Oh. Yeah. Jesus's?
Noah's.
Who's Noah?
Noah's son.
To Jesus.
The ark.
Remember the ark?
I know who got on the ark. Okay.
They weren't alive at the same time. This is, I think, Noah's Old Testament, which Jesus isn't in the Old Testament at all.
Okay.
He wasn't around.
So he just cursed all of his kids? Perfect.
Cursed to be servants.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
They teach slavery was God's will. And then back to children not being born pure. Children are physically disciplined by their parents and sometimes other adults until the age of around 13, by which time it's believed they have the requisite logic and reasoning to abide by the community's teachings.
Other people? Not
why I
even
said,
just their parents.
like,
anybody can
remember
snatch
how
you
we
up.
talked about community? Like,
Yeah,
they think that
that's
they're
true.
all each other's kids. So anyone in the community.
Could get snatched up. That's crazy.
Children are homeschooled within the movement with a focus on practical education, assisting the adults in cottage industries. Like, so I don't think they're actually like taught, like I think they're taught like farm work and like that kind of thing. I don't think they're taught anything else.
Perfect.
They get this idea from the Bible. They say children are disciplined with the wisdom of the rod. Proverbs 22,
what is
6,
that?
19, 18, and 13, 20. Getting hit with a rod, a stick or something.
The switch.
Proverbs
Yo.
19:18 says, "Discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death."
To their death.
13:24, "He who spares the rod hates his son.
Oh, right.
But
yeah.
he who loves him disciplines him diligently."
You better. He said you. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's like one of the biggest things is that they actively abuse all of the kids
Allegedly.
that live there.
Not really.
Allegedly.
Actively.
Corporal punishment is
Corporal?
unequivocal and non-negotiable.
Oh, so everybody's getting in trouble. Oh, God.
Well, the kids at least.
Yeah, so if one kid's getting in trouble, they're all getting swished.
Mm-hmm. So all of the kids.
Free these children. What is going on?
Mm-hmm. It's like, I'm pretty sure that
What?
one of the locations got raided, and that's why, and they like took all the kids into the system.
Whoa.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also scary.
Which we can look more into in our next part when we talk about this. There's so many other things. Like, I had heard on like TikTok that they like go to music festivals in their little like little buses, and they like literally kidnap people like that are on drugs and stuff from the music festivals. This is just like,
this might be a multi-part.
No, literally,
No,
the deep dive
this might not
is
be
diving.
it's
What?
really crazy.
Oh my God.
Amount of stuff that goes on.
Oh.
That's all I have on like their religious background and like kind of their biggest problematic things that are well known, besides like the deep dives on the other instances where they're like getting in trouble and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if you want me to talk about the people, if we want to talk about the guys that like were living with them or not.
I don't know, because I feel like we go into them and then do videos and stuff in the next one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have so many questions.
Okay.
And I need to see
Yeah.
videos. I need to like get the parters. Like,
Yeah.
what? Basically,
Okay,
I guess
well,
Gigi was
initial
saying she found,
reactions.
reaction. She found somebody that's been infiltrating their church or a cult, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and with like cameras and stuff. So we're gonna look.
This
into
actually
that.
happened a couple of years ago, but I think that they're reposting this stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, so it's
Hell
blowing
yeah.
up right now. But they did this 2 years ago.
So things probably have changed.
Mhm.
Probably not for the better.
No,
Allegedly.
But yeah, they had like little spy glasses, and they had this whole plot, which I can tell you guys about
That's
later.
crazy work. These poor kids.
Yeah. That's like the main thing that I remember hearing about, that they like there was child abuse there, but I didn't know exactly like
What was
the
happening.
details and why, and it like
Well, there's no reason why.
no.
They grew up sinful.
Yeah.
They're immediately sinful. You see, right, fresh out of the
You
womb,
have to
sinner.
purify him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just also crazy out of all of the
What?
verses and books and stuff in the Bible, they're like, well, this line says,
Yeah.
"He who spares the rod hates his son," so we have to.
Okay, but that could be like if they're doing something really bad, maybe they need to get disciplined, but not just like off rip. They're getting like,
Yeah. That's
you hate
intense.
your son, you didn't hit him,
Yeah.
and the whole community. You actually didn't hit them. You hate them all.
I had something else. Hold on.
And if you guys have a cult that you want us to look into, not that we're moving off of this one anytime soon, leave them below and we'll look into it.
Yeah, I was thinking about also talking about the Heaven's Gate one that was
Please,
here.
yeah,
'cause
people
it
were saying that
it happened close to us, but yeah. Any
Whoa.
initial thoughts, questions?
What do they say about gay people?
It's hard to tell you without telling you about the guys that like went
We'll
undercover
get into
in there,
that then. I
because
just wanted to-
they're like they don't have anything, I don't think, openly
Yeah.
out there about it, but obviously like they're extremely religious, so they don't like
Yeah.
think that that's right. But some of the stuff that they say when kind of being like
Tells.
talked about is like really Really
We'll figure it
intense.
out. Ooh.
Really crazy. Yeah.
Great work, Gigi.
Yeah, no.
Thank you. I'm a Virgo.
What the heck? That's
It's fun.
insane.
Also, because I grew up around here and I didn't know how like intense it was.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure my stepdad's dad like lived down the street from their farm in Valley Center, and then I have an aunt who lives in like the hills of Vista, and they have a house over there too. She would like see them walking in their little like, cause they wear like long dresses and skirts and stuff. So you can tell.
That's what Landon was saying. He was like, you can always tell by like the dress and how they eat the hair. I'm like,
yeah. Whenever Grace comes on, she has a PowerPoint on how to spot a Mormon too.
The PowerPoint is everything.
She has a how to spot a Mormon PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm like, everybody needs to come in and tell us the religious
Suddenly,
trauma.
this is a religious.
Yeah, hey. And if you have a
tea.
story you'd like to share, write in. Come to Oceanside. That was an insane, I feel like, however long we were here, that was insane. Between the stories that we had, me falling out of my chair, this alleged cult information, insane. We'll definitely do parts and parts and parts on that because there seems like there's a lot for us to see and explore. Outside of that, if you have any ghost stories or hauntings, anything you want to tell about that, email us or put it in our Discord. And thank you for being here for Stassi Spills Part 2.
3.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know. What?
The girl from earlier sent
Is
her
she
picture.
Oh, okay. Wait, a
Show
picture
sauce.
of
We'll put it on the screen.
Oh my god. Oh. Wait, and you can't do that on your own back. It's lined up like perfectly with his spine. Well, maybe you could. I'm trying to think. Maybe you could. Just me being, I love to do
You
like
gotta be
a skeptical, but also why would you do that? Also over here, it almost looks like he has like another one on the right, on the bottom. That's insane. We'll put it on the screen.
Let me see this too. Ew.
Ew. But hello?
No, that's crazy.
That's gross, dude.
No, that is. But then
Yeah.
also, why would you do that to yourself?
Was he getting paid? Is my question. That's my.
Because he was seeing the mom.
Yeah.
But also they said originally in the story that like he went to the basement by himself, and then he came up with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
they
usually I
did the
feel like
cleansing of the house.
They did the cleansing. Was that before or after?
The church came with the horn.
That was after, I think.
I feel like guys usually aren't that flexible with their arms either. Dylan can't get his back to
Well,
save
it's like
his.
you have to go like.
And do the whole triangle back.
Yeah.
I fear I could do that.
You could do it, I think.
You know? But then how long was he down there to be like making it's lined up with his spine.
Yeah.
The
I
little
could do
circle
it.
in the middle. Yeah. But would
I have
you?
to see. I don't know.
You know, was there a mirror down there?
Yeah.
How long was he down there for? Because we have to, if we start doing our little ghost adventures, we have to not ghost adventure, you know what I'm saying? We have to figure out the flip side of like, is this real?
Yeah.
Debunking.
Yeah.
That's tea as fuck.
I feel like Alyssa's good at being like,
Oh, she's like, girl, sister, this is not.
yeah, this is not real.
No.
She's got
Yeah.
the intuition.
No, she has that radar that's locked in.
Yeah.
She sent me yesterday specific. Did we talk about this in the last podcast?
What?
One of our friends that sends us like food vibes. She
Hell
sent
yeah.
me like the specific coffee and food
Oh,
place
yeah.
yesterday. I was like, we haven't been there in a long time. I was like, I need it.
Rogers.
Well, thank you for joining us for Stassi Spills episode 3. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Is that?
Mhm.
Yeah, Thursdays. We're doing them every Thursday. So I'll see you next Thursday for episode 4. See what we're talking about.
Bye.
Oh my God, bye.